And so in those acts, there was like a lot of sexual acts. There was a lot of devil worship. There was a lot of just, I mean, from what I understand, there was, I don't know about right now, but there was a lot of parties in Los Angeles where they'd bring you in, and in different rooms, there would be different acts that would be happening.
Guys, welcome back to the Frame Shift podcast. Today, we got a really special guest, actually. He's a director, a writer, and acting coach. He's the #1 acting coach in all of LA, okay? His name is Max Decker. We have a amazing past.
Wow.
We've done movies together.
Yeah, we have.
You and I have just been linked together for the past, 2-3 years now?
About that, yeah.
So the way you got into Hollywood, was it because you're in the Illuminati?
I was approached to kind of like join.
Okay. Tell me about that.
But I turned it down.
You turned it down?
I did.
You're a first. Okay.
Yeah. I
Tell
turned
me,
it down.
why'd you turn it down?
I think it was 2008. It was like around the time my daughter was born. I was working at this restaurant. I just finished being on a series, and then I had to pick up an odd job, and I was managing at a restaurant, and this old man kept on coming in.
Okay.
And he was what's called an elder in the North Hollywood Freemason chapter. And
I have history with the Freemasons.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a 32nd degree.
Yeah, listen. And so anyway, long story short, his name is James. I believe James. His name is James, yeah. And he kept on inviting me to these dinners. And I was like, because I hooked him up with like a couple
Little
of
things
like,
here and there.
Yeah. He's like, I really want to introduce you to my friends. We get together and we have dinners. And it wasn't clicking, you know? And I was like, what? And I was like, no, dude, we're cool. Don't worry about it. And he's like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm an actor. And he kind of like, at the time looked me up and he was like, damn, you've done a lot of stuff. I'm like, yeah.
You have?
Yeah. James had brought in an executive from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in private sector security.
Okay.
And then another person that will remain nameless, where I was like, oh, fuck, you just walked into my job.
Yeah.
And they were like, we would all like to invite you to have, participate in whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Were they wearing robes?
No. It's just like when with free, and there's no, look, free. I think what people get caught up with the Freemason thing is they really practice rituals from King Solomon.
Okay.
They really go back. And that's kind of like what their lineage is coming down. And there's a lot of information there. But long story short, my friend who was working with me, Dago Rodriguez, who became the president of the Glendale chapter, filled in and got recruited, not through there, but he wanted to jump in. And I was like, I don't know. And then his friend who he went to AFI with actually was in the Glendale chapter. He got recruited because it all enticed him. He's like, you should join. And I was like, no, man, I think I'm cool.
Not to feed this, though. I don't want to feed the conspiracy too much.
I'm still thinking about it.
Illuminati is so much bigger than just Freemasons, like a branch of it, right?
Right.
Like,
so what starts to happen is you kind of come in through the Freemasons.
That's the open door.
And then when you start to really, and that's really a brotherhood. That's really cool. I like the way they operate and they are. And there's just a lot of information. Yeah. And so, one thing to be recruited by them is that you have to be a believer.
Okay.
Like you have to either believe in God, the devil, whatever.
You have to believe in something.
You have to be able to, you can't be an atheist.
That's
the only person that they turn away is like is atheism.
Goddamn atheist.
Well, it's because the power of consciousness, right? Like if you really start to get down to it.
That makes sense.
The ritualistic aspect of it is kind of what kind of makes me go, ooh, not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so.
That's the issue with religion for me.
Is it?
Not necessarily like sacrifices or something like that, but just the organization of it.
Have you heard of the Judas Gospels?
I've heard of Judas before.
So the Ethiopian Bible that's different from the New Testament, which is different from the Old Testament.
I've read the Old Testament.
So the Ethiopian Bible has 81 scriptures in it.
Okay.
Where the New Testament picked and chose and only did 50.
I gotcha.
So they took out the Book of Enoch. They took out the Judas Gospels, and in the Judas Gospels, Judas tells his story of Christ.
Is it
It's totally different. It's totally different. In fact, he talks about Jesus like making fun of the apostles while they're breaking bread and praying.
Really?
And they're like kind of, because they're praying to a material God.
Gotcha.
And Jesus is like, that's not the God that you serve. My God is from, I forgot the word, it's from, it was, and then Judas actually speaks up and goes, we know who you're from. We know what God you serve. We know that you're from that spiritual realm. So like a lot of things don't align to like, you know, the scriptures of like Matthew, Luke, and John,
Mm-hmm.
which were all kind of like 60 to 80 to 160 years after the death of Jesus.
I gotcha.
So anyway,
I
going back,
didn't realize that was like that.
yeah, it is. I mean, once you really get down to it, I mean, people don't really ask me a lot of what I know because I kind of keep it kind of
That's
hush
what we do
hush.
here. We shift frames. Okay?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
get
I
deep
mean,
on
listen,
this.
I mean, what do you want to know? Because there's a lot of things where like it gets to like, well, there's a lot. I mean, listen, there's a lot of reasons why I don't ascribe to, I want to say the New Testament. Because in the original Old Testament, like in Deuteronomy, you could have slaves. So
That's a big no-no nowadays.
No, yeah, and then on top of that, there was one part in Deuteronomy, like if you raped a woman, you'd have to pay her master or her father 3 silver coins and then take her in marriage. So like in the Old Testament, rape was condoned, slavery was condoned. But if you look at like the Quran, or I'm sorry, not the Quran, but the Torah, and the Torah, you can beat your wife. And so it's like it's ascribed to discipline. It's ascribed to discipline your wife by hand, like I forgot exactly how it says it. It's worded, but you're allowed to beat your wife to put her in place.
Okay. But so just to clarify though, before we move off on this, you always talk about Illuminati, but Illuminati is so much more like devil worshiping and selling your soul, right? Because you came out of the gate with the Freemason thing. So I want to know what you know about like
how much adrenochrome have you been sucking on?
Because there's like Trilateral Commission. There's all these like other. Do you know anything about
there's
those?
There's chapters to it. So in the chapters 2, I want to say. Okay, so like Skull and Bone, Skull and Bones is like, how many presidents have been Skull and Bones, stuff like that. But going to like Illuminati, I think where you're kind of referencing is the devil worship side of Freemasonry that call themselves the Illuminati, which becomes like, the
ultra chapter.
The ultra chapter of ritualism. Again, what are you going to sacrifice to take on this material want or desire that you have, or achievement of fame, or
and
whatever.
That's where when they say you get into Freemasonry, you have to believe in something, but then at some point it turns into, forget all that. Here's the real deal.
You're starting to talk about sex rituals. That's what you're talking about, like, because that's what they do in sex rituals is they sacrifice someone of purity or somebody that's young or like, like a certain age, again, that's why that marker of 25 for men and women, when their cortex drops, when you start to like really, I guess, participate in sexual acts with them, the younger they are, the more likely you're to take on that energy.
And Alec, your grandfather made it to 32nd, but not 33rd. So can you...
So I'm confused by that because he always said he was the highest level of Mason, but I know there's 34 degrees. But
33.
33.
Actually I believe there's actually a lot higher.
So I'm wondering if he was just in his old age, forgot about the 33rd one? Or
and I think what you're also referring to is like Aleister Crowley really kind of deviated the whole Freemasonry.
Okay.
So where Aleister Crowley started bringing in like devil worship and sex worship and like, I mean, at a time, I believe in the Golden Dawn, you had the creator of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard. You had Charles Manson. You had, I believe, if I'm not corrected, there was somebody else. I want to say Hitler, but like all of them were like descendants of like Crowley and the Golden Dawn. And so in those acts, there was like a lot of sexual acts. There was a lot of devil worship. There was a lot of just, I mean, from what I understand, there was, I don't know about right now, but there was a lot of parties in Los Angeles where they'd bring you in and in different rooms, there would be different acts that would be happening.
So the idea about all this
is... Diddy was involved?
Yes, 100%.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But so the idea behind all this, though, is just blackmail then, right? Because if you do what they say, you can't back out because now they have you.
I think the first actual thing is the ritual of it. I think the ritual of doing these practices, like, again, that are like sex practice or, like it becomes like praying and meditating. Mm-hmm. Like praying and meditating is so strong. I mean, the strongest thing that I got from like the Bible is, in Genesis, right? In Genesis, what does it say? What's the first thing in Genesis that it says? It says, I am the beginning, I am the end. So I am kicks off the whole thing, speaking it. So God consciousness spoke into existence, and that's why the tongue is so powerful. Okay. And so the tongue is so powerful because the belief of conscious. We live in a conscious universe, you know. Like for instance, this for actually to be here, it's not there until I actually push off on it. Like that is not the cellular pushback is not there until I actually go like that. Until then, it's not there.
That's similar to the
simulation theory.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, which goes back to a consciousness type universe, right? And so that's why speaking it and thinking it is the most powerful thing. Because if you can speak it and think it, I mean, that's how God kicked this all off.
And that ties into manifestation.
And that ties into like manifestation and frequency. I mean, just I've been practicing that like every morning, and it's so funny what tries to steal your joy. And I wouldn't say steal your joy, just bring your frequency down, because you know certain people are aligned and have certain frequencies. Look, you have to be in your own authentic self to be at a high frequency. So that's why people are like, well, why are bad people like rich? And it's like, well, their frequency doesn't get deterred by you.
Okay.
Like you don't throw, like for instance, I almost got carjacked.
Yeah,
and you're like waiting for the podcast.
Story.
And so I didn't get all scared. The funny part is I didn't get all scared about it. I was just like, oh, I'm about to get carjacked. And so I literally go kick in reverse and then go around, and I see the guys in the mask, and I'm like kind of like cutting them off, and they kind of got, you know, all thrown up, and they kind of like kicked a Yui, and I was like, wow. But I wasn't kind of like at all like
scared, like you were
not that I wasn't
calm and collected.
Well, I just saw it happening in real time. Like I was like 5 seconds ahead of it, and I was like, oh, like this guy's putting a ski mask, they pulled into me, they boxed me. Like I started like seeing it, and I was like, well, I need to kick back, go around. And then I saw the other guy not putting his, and I kicked up in front of him and blocked him so he couldn't come over here. And I kept on like doing that. And then I was like, fuck, Alec, I almost got carjacked in front of your fucking place.
I got that text and I was like, that is insane on this street.
Yeah, crazy. But anyway, going back to it, like you start to like meditate, see, manifest, say. That's why the worst thing you can do, and I saw this in a Khloe Kardashian podcast with Kylie, and I mean, we can all kind of hands down. I'm big fans of them, just the way they move.
No, and their business management is insane.
But on just the way they move, they're just really good people. You can tell that they're just really good people, no matter what. And they got each other's family, right? But anyway, Kylie goes, well, I'm afraid when this, and then Khloe stops her and goes, no, you know how we are about that. Don't speak it. Don't speak. And I was like, ooh, they're on that.
I like that.
They're on that. They get fucked over by somebody. They just go, you're dead to me. I'm moving on, and I'll still be good to you.
That's better than me.
Yeah.
At that point, I start the war. You know.
But going back to it, that's why, like the manifestation, and it ties in with consciousness and what you put your mind to and your frequency to, and to really be at the highest level, you got to be authentic to yourself.
But how does it really work? And I know you came to promote your movie and a bunch
of
stuff. So
we'll get into that.
Action 8 coming out on Amazon. Please rent.
But let's jump into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's. Did you want to?
Yeah. What'd you want to say, Josh?
It was just because. We'll have to have you on because we went way too long on this one question, because I do want to keep picking your brain on all these kind of things. But last thing, I guess, is when they sell their soul to get to where they are, isn't that part of like negative energy and negative frequencies at that point, or no?
Yeah.
So how does that work? So, okay, we'll pin that, and then we'll just have you on again.
Sounds good. We'll have
check out that next
episode. I know. Come on for that. Yeah.
Let's get into Action 8 though.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So, how we met. We did Action 8 News together.
I know.
You brought me on a week before the shoot. It was like, we need another cam up.
Yeah, we
did.
Get
your ass over
here. We did. And something just, and there was that part again that said you need somebody to cover this person's ass. And luckily we'd reached out to you, and you just responded so quickly. Bro. And I just saw your work online. I was like, oh, wow, like he's really good. Like he works with like people that are like coming up in this new generation of filmmaking.
Yes.
You know, I saw you working with the influencers. I saw you kind of, I saw you working with Sarah. You were working with, also not Chet at the time, but there was another influencer you were working with.
I was working with Bradley, Garrett, Peter.
Yeah.
All that.
And I was like, this guy's, and that's one thing working in 25 years of this business is you start to see kind of where it goes, and you kind of see through hindsight where it was, right?
Yes.
And so I kind of saw you as this future kind of filmmaker.
So wait, was Action 8 was filmed multicam?
Yeah,
cam
'cause
setup?
yeah, we were 3 cams. We
For
were 3 cams.
every
running,
shot, pretty much.
3 cams running gun 5 days. Yeah. We
Yeah.
shot the feature in 5 days.
Because
That was sick.
movies don't get, that's like TV show stuff, right? Is that where you guys are saying this is the new kind of thing, is to do
I believe
multicam
so.
for film?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
getting coverage on every shot.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah. Well, I think the future's vertical. I think we're still gonna have features, of course, to come home and watch.
but
But
the majority. You're right. The majority of it's gonna be
but I mean, listen. I mean, by 2030, they're saying we're not gonna have any apps anymore. Like
What
no
would it
more
be?
apps on your phone. Just
Just
straight,
one-
just chat filling you in on what you need to know about what you'd want to know.
That's
But
scary.
what about the platforms though that you watch the content on? What is that?
Chat. They'll get what you guys aren't expecting with AI, and we're going to go through the growing pains of it, is that AI makes so much money and takes all the jobs of people. There's no other way but for AI to supplement income for people to live. It's either that, and this is what the higher ups need to know, what they don't figure out with history, is you can't really pulverize the public.
Yes.
You can't fucking make, let me put it to you like this, guys. And I'm talking to the higher ups right now, because history doesn't work out so well because we cut your heads off and we fucking hang you.
This is true.
And I'm just saying, like, you can't go up against 260 million people.
No, and that's your viewers. If
Right.
you go up against them, they're not going to view.
Yeah. And have you heard of this thing called particle dust?
No, what's that?
So there's this new thing called particle dust, which has little chips, and they fucking throw it out, and they can see and keep tabs on everything. In like this room, they throw some particle dust, and then it would be able to take in what you're hearing, what you're saying, and they're saying that everything will be heard, everything will be seen by 2030
So it's just
because
like,
of this new type of
What is it, like a micro camera or something?
like micro cameras. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait
Yeah.
till the CIA has that.
The CIA probably already has that.
They had it 20 years ago.
Well, there's this place called HARPA. Have you heard of HARPA?
I've heard of in
Yeah, so
Alaska.
well, I believe it's HARPA. I don't know if it's HARPA. But
Is it the weather thing?
But
in
it's
Alaska?
what's it called? I forgot what it's called. But it's where everything has already been made that's about to come out 20 years before.
Yes, yeah, and that's just
You know, it's
US
like that,
military.
the U.S. military created the internet back in 1980 and then released it until like 2000s.
When this happens, what you're saying happens, how do people watch Action 8? Chat. How,
You say
Yeah,
in
we
chat,
look,
throw
we
that
want
up.
you, like, I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Like, you know, Action 8's going to come out on Amazon, and it's going to have in the first quarter of maybe, they'll give us our dates here, February, March, April. But then after that, second or third quarter, we'll have it free on Tubi. But we'd really like the support on Amazon for you guys to check it out first.
Exactly. Go check that out.
Yeah.
And tell me, what is Action 8? Tell me about it.
So Action 8 is a news podcast, a little news podcast in Los Angeles that gets bought up by like Viacom,
Big
basically.
corporate.
Yeah, big corporation, and they decide to hire the lead anchor or lead podcaster about the news. They hire his ex, who works on Entertainment Tonight, brings her back on to run the podcast, the news podcast. But they decide to bring on a big soap star to kind of also bring in more ratings. So it's like a mockumentary.
And the original host is very straight edge about it.
Yeah,
It's a very interesting mesh of the
Yeah,
two. It's
yeah.
great.
Luckily we had Yolanthe Cabot play.
She was awesome.
Yeah, she's on the Netflix show. She has her own Netflix series, kind of like how the Kardashians have Welcome to the Kardashians. Yolanthe has her own series called Yolanthe on Netflix, and you guys can see her there. And she's our lead of the show. And then we have Deshaun Tucker, who's the lead of The Family Business on Netflix. We have Finn Roberts, who he did a series a handful of years ago called it's called the Greenhouse Academy. He's the lead of that. And then we have Chicos Toxicos.
Yup. Shout out them.
Yeah, Chicos Toxicos are in the movie, and they're great, man. They're great to work with as actors. So I hope they do more acting, and I'd love to put them in more of our stuff. So
We'll make that happen.
But yeah, so who'd we have? I believe we had Diego.
We had Diego and Felipe.
Yeah, Diego and Felipe, and they were great, man. They were
Brandon wasn't
funny.
able to make it, but those two made it.
Yeah, they for whatever reason, and it was a great experience. It was when Stardust didn't close down.
Did they really?
Sardo's closed down. Not Sardo's. Sorry. Was it?
I don't remember the name of the place, but I remember that was an awesome
It wasn't
place.
Sardo's. It was. It wasn't Dupar's. It was Paoli's.
Yes, that's what it was. Over in
Paoli's,
Woodland Hills.
dude. Paoli's karaoke bar. That was like legendary. You know.
I never got their food, but I bet their food was just amazing.
No, it wasn't.
No?
it was terrible.
I could have seen it
Dude.
eat so good, like just the best.
I think
bar
we
food
did eat
kind
the
of thing.
pizza, but after my boy Andres got Paoli's, he let the original chef go,
Oh.
and he took all the secret recipes, and so the pizza changed. It
Yeah.
used to be dope, but now it's closed down for good, and I think some other place is about to go up there.
It's crazy how quickly just businesses flip in LA.
Yeah.
it's nonstop.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So
Wait, but you didn't answer the question though. So when chat and AI take over, where do we watch Action 8?
Amazon, go to Amazon
No, but
Prime.
so Amazon won't exist though. You were saying streaming doesn't exist.
I believe you'll just tell it to chat, and chat will pull it up for you.
Oh, I
chat
see.
will find
Okay.
it for you. It'll
Yeah,
all just be
yeah. Well,
streamlined
of course,
through.
we will still all be doing content and everything, but chat will really be
The driver.
Chat will actually take the 3 clicks away from you. Like you'll be like, chat, I need to put up a website. Chat, I need to do. So
Okay.
chat is literally.
Here's the real question then.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Wall-E?
Well, yeah, I have.
Are we going towards that? Because that's what it sounds like a little bit. Are we just?
I don't
gonna
think
be
so. I don't think so.
floating Space masses.
No, I don't think so. I think the way it works is, for sure, we ruin the Earth.
Yes. Yes.
We actually get the technology, and this is the great thing about like what I've seen, like because we're like I believe a 0 level civilization. Like we still can't.
We
get
haven't
to
gotten to that next.
we haven't
level.
gone to like one and but what we can't get past is dogma, right?
Yeah.
Dogma and politics keeps us stopping us from like doing all this shit. But anyway, at the end of the day, I think we somehow terraform our own Earth and have like different stuff going on as we kind of fly, as we take all the sun's energy.
Yeah. As we
know?
slowly drain.
So yeah, but where does it all go? Wall-E? No, I don't think it goes into Wall-E. I think we kind of transcend.
Maybe ready. What is it? Ready Player One? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
No, I think we're already doing Ready Player One. I think you're doing Ready
We're
Player
getting
One
close.
right now.
We're getting really close.
I think you living as Alec is your Ready Player One.
That's an interesting concept. So instead of it being in this game or in the screen, it's just real life.
Yeah, I think if you think about it, I mean, think about this, right? Say we're one consciousness, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one consciousness. How would one consciousness want to interact with each other?
Yeah.
It would create a consciousness for you to kind of like be able to be a human and experience itself, to not keep itself. I mean, what does a kid do what does a little kid do when nobody's paying attention to the little kid?
Whatever they want. There is no.
They're playing.
Yeah.
They're pretending to be other people.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing at the I guess the larger scale of it.
Would you say that's the purest form of it? As like the children are the purest form that just.
Yeah, I think that's why Jesus was very drawn to children.
There's no lying. Like there's just it is what it is kind of thing with
Yeah,
that.
I think it's when you're born to, again, when you reach like 12 or 13, like it's the most purest form.
That right around that time. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to I ask you, like, is it nurture or nature that makes a person's personality?
I think nurture plays a huge role, but there still is a little bit of nature in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you can put someone in most environments, and not everybody will conform.
Right.
And especially if it's at a younger age. If you're younger, you're much more malleable. That's how to say it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, well, you're a sponge, right?
Yes, you can.
I mean,
shape
and I learned this with like working with actors. I was like, when I have a kid and I'm teaching them like how to like storytell, they're so fast. They're a sponge.
just soak it in.
Yeah, they soak it in. And what they really get though is the visualization of seeing that they're doing it. Because whatever you want, I just learned this the other day and I was like, oh wow, this is powerful. Like when you visualize and meditate in the morning, like if you can see yourself in the morning stepping into a golden like ball, and then you're surrounded in that golden light, and then imagine there's this golden river. And then every time you've got a negative thought, which I think is a decision, every time you have a negative decision or a thought, and you just take that and you physically turn it tangible and put that thought into that golden river to release that.
You have built a very successful acting coaching career now.
Yeah.
You have the most prestigious one in the Valley, you could say, in LA.
Yeah, I definitely do the hard stuff, which is work my actors out in place, which I was told that I couldn't do and that I would never do. And if I did, I wouldn't be successful at it.
And you know what I tell those people? You've never done it. So don't tell me what to do.
For sure. There's a lot of, I want to say, people that want to teach it, but have never done it. And I'm like, it's so funny because this is the main point I want to make. Stella Adler, Uta Hagen, Strasberg, Meisner, I'll put Larry Moss in there. They all teach scene studies so they can use plays to teach actors foundation. And you get out here to LA and your other celebrity acting coaches, how they branded themselves because they're a celebrity and an acting coach. Not that and they so happen to work with celebrities, which makes them a celebrity, which I think is the funniest thing. But they want to run lines, and from the running of lines and talking about it and preparing it, which is the way you're not supposed to do it, by the way. Like Denzel tells you not to do it that way. Viola tells you not to do it that way. Like I've heard actors at a very top level that it's not rehearsing the lines of like how to play it. Yes, I mean, memorizing it, but they memorize it in a very like not committed way, because if I'm running lines with you, but I have a scene with you, those are two different energies.
Completely.
Right. And so for them to like turn it into like, this is the new way of coaching, this is the new style that'll get you working, they really play to the, I want to say the ego of the actor to bait them to go study with them. And I'm like, dude, all these top acting coaches back in the day taught scene study, which made the actor grow, which now they've gone away from.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
And
which is hysterical with me, because I'm like, dude, running lines is not coaching.
Yeah, no, that's what would you call that? Practice, maybe?
If you are getting coached by I would call it dialogue coaching.
Okay.
And if you are getting an acting coach to tell you how to play it, that doesn't have anything to do with story or technical, like I can give you technical notes and I can give you story notes and I can give you higher stakes or lower stakes notes, but I can't tell you how to say your own fucking line.
Yeah. And
a line reading, it can only be given to you by a director, I feel.
I gotcha.
If an acting coach is giving you a line reading, not a good acting coach.
Because they don't know what the director's looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How am I gonna, like, I'm working with Logic right now, and he's directing his second film, and I'm coaching the actors that are the lead in that film. I'm not telling them how to say their lines. I'm just shooting them and giving them reps to be comfortable in front of a camera, know what an eye line is, know what a mark is. And it's funny because one of them's working with another acting coach and one of them's working with me, and he's coming with all these ideas. And Logic's like, I just want my lines memorized. Yeah. Like, memorize my fucking lines. And if I want it this way, it's going to be this way. And I totally agree. And that's totally how it works. And it's all these other acting coaches that are kind of like, well, here's an idea and here's that and say it this way. And it's just like
their own touch on it.
I mean, when I directed Action 8, how many times was I giving people line readings?
Honestly, I really liked how you did that. It was, I'm not going to say hands off in any way, shape, or form,
right?
But you let them flow. You
right.
let them go in the best of ways, but then came in and taught them or corrected them a little bit if it needed corrected. I thought,
yeah, I would even go back and just say, remind them of what the story is. So we're on the same page, and I'm cool with the line reading, but I think your director should give you. I mean, Judd Apatow is really sneaky about it. He has a writing team on set, and then they're like trying different jokes, and they're like, hey, try the joke this way, and then and I think that's one way to do comedy, to do it like that. I think that's really smart. Especially if you want to give actors line readings to what you wrote. But in no way, shape, or form is Christopher Nolan walking over and saying, say the line like this, say that. At that point, you're probably getting fired.
Yeah, because you're already supposed to be at that point.
Yeah.
You know how to say it.
You were hired for a reason of what you can do at that level. And if you're not delivering, it's usually because your digestion of dialogue is kind of like nervous and you're doing something different. Like, I see a lot of people pinch their larynx when they don't have the dialogue. They'll go up here and they'll start talking, acting like this, and they'll change their voice. And you're like, what are you doing with your fucking voice? It's just they don't know their lines. It's not in their body yet. But
so scene study doesn't work, and scene study doesn't. That's not the thing.
Scene study is the thing. No, scene study is the thing. It's like I'll take it's the acting coaches that like they're like in a space that's like a living room, and they're like, let's run the lines and say it like this, and let's say it like. And you're just kind of like, dude, what is that?
And the director's supposed to be giving you those notes.
Yeah, that's the director's job. Yeah. The acting coach is just making sure that you have access to your imagination. If anything, I just have to have you have access to your imagination.
I think that's it right there. You help the actors and actresses unlock that imagination. Right. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, and I really am like in the school of Knox of like David Mamet, like where he's like, look, all the fucking stuff's on the page. Mm-hmm. Everything's on the page. Like, what are you doing drawing up this and that to kind of like, like know my text backwards and forwards. You just stay on pace.
Yeah.
And, listen. Like if you really truly listen to somebody, you're not going to let them off the hook when they say something like, you stole my shit, and you're like, oh, what do you mean, right? Where instead of like, oh, what do you mean, like, you know what I mean? You're not reacting to what's truly
Putting
being
that emotion
said.
into it.
Well, yeah, because you're so busy, probably distracted about you want to do good, or how do I say this? How do I please? That's fucking David Mamet over there, and it's just like, no, dude, like, just know your lines and then understand your volume with space, and it all naturally will grow if you truly are passionate about the craft.
But when you're doing a play, though, isn't that essentially a scene study?
Yeah.
Does it kind of
For
blend?
sure. Like with my actors, I make them do 6 pages of a play until they do the whole play. And then I give them my theater to go put on the whole play and do community theater so they get better. Like we just finished doing, dude, I'm gonna get so much trophies. So we did American Buffalo. No. It's all good. So David Mamet wouldn't give us David Mamet wouldn't let us do no. Like David Mamet wouldn't let us do the rights to American Buffalo. And sorry, David, like I did American Buffalo any fucking way. And, we didn't charge for tickets. It was for free. But, here we were, my actors worked a whole year on your piece.
Literally.
And I will say this about you, David, and I don't care if we're friends or foes or whatever, but I did your piece. I respect your piece. I think I owned homage to you as a playwright, and we did it. And these guys grew, and they grew so much from it. And I mean, look, you're going to sell the fucking screenplay, but then you're not going to give the rights to these actors who like love you and like want to like do right by you because we're fucking LA, or we might not do it right. Like, fuck that. Like, we're going to fucking do it. And whether you like it or not, like, I'm going to like, I'm going to get that in my class. What, how is it? I can do it in my class, but then I can't put it on for the full fucking run. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a ripoff.
It is crazy, the politics involved.
But going back to what your point is, like, you do 6 pages at a time and then do the whole thing. Nothing's going to make you grow. Nothing's going to make you grow more. I've never met somebody that gets dumber as an actor that does hot Pulitzer winning fucking material as from playwrights.
I have put the time in. I deserve this. Would you appreciate that? Or would you appreciate, I don't deserve this at all, sir.
I would want none of that.
Okay.
Because it's not personal.
Okay.
And you're making it personal.
I think
That's
you
a good way
wouldn't
to put it.
tell other people that. Like for me, that resonates with me what Mike says, because I would say I don't deserve it because that would fuel me for myself. Nobody else has to know that.
Yeah, that's a good way to
But I
put
would
it
tell
too.
myself that to get better for myself.
Yeah, no, that's a good
Yeah,
way.
I don't need none of that. I think that what I've noticed about this business, it's not personal, and I'm literally looking, and what this business actually teaches you how to do is how to be an independent contractor. And look, I've done over 100 television shows.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it quickly.
Yeah. And I was hired for General Hospital. When I did General Hospital, I was hired to do like 2 episodes. That turned into like 20. But they only gave me 16 from credit on IMDb, whatever. But I know the 20 that I showed up for 20 and I got paid for 20.
My face is in 20 of those
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah. And so, but the reason why they hired me on for 20 and they only, it was first 2, because I showed up as a professional.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then my tape that got me the job out of 5,000 tapes
Yeah.
was because my work spoke for itself. I mean, the showrunner, Frank, came up to me and he goes, "You're real." He was like, was amazing. I was like, cool, thank you. I've been wanting to work with this. And then I was the only guy on the set one time that didn't have an Emmy.
Really?
I had there was 4 Emmy winners and then me. And I was like, but that's how good my work was, right?
I was just about to say, look
right?
at the platform you were able to put yourself
I didn't
on.
say,
regardless of
I
the
didn't tell
accolades.
Frank, I deserve this. Frank, I need this.
Yeah.
Frank would just be like, shoot the tape.
No,
Shoot the tape. Let me see your reel. And like when I got to work with Rachel Lee Cook, and LeVar Burton, who was the director of the episode.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, it's Geordi from fucking Star Trek. It's from fucking Reading Rainbow, LeVar. And I was like, I didn't get freaked out or whatever, but as a professional, I came in and I knocked out my lines and I created I was so in my craft that it doesn't matter if you hire me, I'm going to do my thing. And I really, truly want to be the best person for the role.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's better than me at that,
let them get it.
I'm at a point where like, dude, go for it.
Yeah.
Because this is what I do with it. And it's really not personal. And it sounds like from both ends, they just are at a place where it's just too personal for them.
I respect that a lot. I like that answer a lot.
Yeah.
So you mentioned General Hospital. What other shows and things have you been a part of?
Well, I'm usually labeled as a soap guy. They're like, oh, Max, you're a soap guy. Because I've done 71 episodes of All My Children. I did 20 of General Hospital, 5 of Days. And right there, that took me like close to 100. But then I've done like, I've worked with like LL Cool J Todd. You can't call him LL Cool J on NCIS LA. But I've worked with him and... oh my God, the other actor that's on NCIS. Oh my God, he was in fucking Scent of a Woman. It's so fucked up that I'm not coming up with his name, but whatever. I worked with him I worked with them on NCIS LA. I've worked on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I've been on Reba.
I used to watch Sweet Life.
I did the pilot with the. I have my picture with them because I did the pilot.
You'll have to send me that picture.
Yeah. I was super young. It was my first job finishing All My Children. I worked with Jason Momoa in North Shore. I worked with J.J. Abrams in The Catch. I worked with like Steven Spielberg's daughter, Jessica Capshaw. In Thick and Thin, and also Chris Parnell. Oh my God, Perception with Rachel Lee Cook, and also the guy from Will and Grace.
So the list doesn't end pretty much.
I mean, I've done Criminal Minds. I've done Mentalist. I've done Broadway. My play won the Broadway won the Tony on Broadway.
There you go.
Yeah, and that was 2003. We're the 2003 Tony Award winning play.
So, are you a part of SAG? Does SAG work for a show? You are a part of SAG.
Yeah, I'm a part of SAG.
Max is a play guy, so he's more after, I think.
SAG and AFTRA is the same union.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
SAG that shows you how old school I am.
SAG-AFTRA.
When did that happen?
I have pensions on both. I have a pension in SAG and I have a pension in AFTRA.
That's got to be nice though.
Yeah, I mean, I still got to make the credits, right? I think I have 3 service credits left to make my pension in SAG, and I think I got 2 when it comes to AFTRA.
Okay.
Wait, but see, you're separating them now. But so are they? They've.
Yeah, because I did All My Children, and All My Children at the time is they still treat it as a different pension. So unfortunately you can't put everything, because I did All My Children back in 2003.
But anything moving
and then after I believe they merged in 2007 or 8.
So moving forward,
it's a merger. I don't know too many people that do after contracts, but other than soap operas.
You're also one of the only acting schools that's SAG. What's the term? SAG official?
Sanctioned or something. Yeah. Oh, you spoke about that recently. You're the only acting coach that's SAG sanctioned now or something?
No. I'm the only acting coach that works at the SAG Conservatory online. I'm a SAG instructor. So right. So I teach workshops for SAG, and I believe I am the only one that. From what I've looked, I mean, maybe there is, but that owns their own studio and is a SAG instructor.
No, that's got to be a huge plus when bringing in new clients and new.
Yeah. I mean, it just happened. It just happened this last year. So that's why I accepted it. I was like, cool. I think we have another workshop coming up next quarter. But I am a SAG instructor on the online SAG Conservatory.
Okay. I see you.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. That was like one of those moments where I'm like, I don't think fucking so-and-so's done this. But then again, so-and-so hasn't even worked a day in their life. It's incredible. Isn't it incredible? Can I just say this? How incredible is you can have like a Margie Haber or a Leslie Kahn or like a Berg Studios, and the lead acting coaches have never worked a day in their life, sat in an audition chair to book a job. They've never done it.
That drives me crazy. You see that with college professors.
Anthony Mindell. I'm just kind of like, dude, you have no fucking clue what the fuck you're talking about.
You have a beef with Leslie Kahn too. I just watched your Romeo episode, and you were like, you looked right at the camera. You were quoting you, Leslie Kahn.
No, she was throwing shots. She was throwing shots because I do animal work in my studio.
Okay.
And she basically goes, she's like, if you're gonna come in here, we don't do none of that shit like animal work or roll around. Dying about your, talking about trigger work and like sense memory work. And I was like, then what the fuck are you doing in your studio? You're running lines and telling people rules of 3. Like, she basically basic fucking like arithmetic of like, this is a rule of 3 and this is a reversal and this is how you tell a joke. And it's like, girl, like, I fucking had Lee Aronson, the guy that writes your fucking jokes and was the showrunner to 2.5 Men and Big Bang Theory. The people you break down the jokes were at my studio teaching class, and that's where I learned my comedy, and they don't want any of your shit. Like, no, dude, like you put out a robot. Like I've had Leslie Kahn actors trying to come into my studio like, I heard you can get an agent or manager. And I'm like, well, why don't you go to Leslie Kahn and get an agent or manager? And they're like, oh, well, she doesn't do that over there. It's like, oh, well, you can take their money to run lines. And then I want them to do plays. And they're like, well, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, well, I can't fucking help you.
She's doing the 6th grade version.
I mean, she told a Jewish girl that was in her class to play Latina to get an agent so she can work in the business. And then she has this other actress that she has on a TV show that's like, I'm not going to throw too many shots, but let's just say that her work isn't the best. But you can get on a show and work because you look good, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And so, but my point is like, you're gaslighting all these people and they think the business is this thing. And let me tell you something, when I get an actor, the best way I can market an actor is that they're an actor. Like they do plays, they know how to break down plays. Like they're going to talk to Don Cheadle on set and they're like, oh, what are you working on? Well, I'm working on Tennessee Williams. I'm working on August Wilson. Like, oh my God, what are you working on? Oh, well, I'm working on Fences. And then like, oh my God, that's great. I should come see your play.
Yeah.
Like that's what was happening back in the day. And here in Los Angeles, they're like, well, we're too busy for the 24-hour turnaround of your audition. It's like, dude, if you listen to Viola Davis, she tells you how not know your lines, but then when you get on the Zoom or you go run the tape, that's when you fucking discover all the moments with your reader. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
So yes, I have a beef with her because she gaslights people and, has a fucking 40,000 followers that she's lying to.
Well, your thing was menthol. It was like something about menthol, and you said, quoting you, Leslie Kahn, because she puts like menthol under her.
Yeah, Leslie Kahn. And this is another thing where like my actors are in the story and they're like, like, I don't know about you, but if I'm going to pay you $20,000 to be in my movie in the lead, if we have a scene where you're breaking up, I want real tears.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think this whole CGI and letting actors off the hook of like, putting menthol under their eyes.
Just creating weak actors.
I think, look, one of my actors is the lead of taking the family business. And they were like, oh, we'll put menthol. He's like, no, he's like, I study with Max. I'm going to nail all 3 of these fucking takes and cry. They're like, oh my God. And the fact that it comes from the school of Leslie Kahn, where like, the tears are going to be fabricated. But I mean, is that really truly embodying the character?
What happens if like you have to take like 8 takes though, and then like you don't have that emotion anymore? Does that happen as an actor where you might need a little help or something like that?
Not to be rude, then you have no business playing that part.
I like that.
You have to just grind that shit out.
You know what that's the equivalent of? Being in the NBA and taking steroids.
Ooh, that's a good comparison.
Yeah,
that's a really strong one.
I think that there's other people practicing their craft, honing it without that, peptide or that, hormone change, and that are truly like, I don't know about you, but I don't think Steph Curry takes steroids.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so there's actors, their tear ducts just don't run out.
It's just, I know a handful of them. But unfortunately, their business side, the funny part is like, I'll always get the person, the agent or the manager, or we'll get it going. And and then they'll book, I had this one actor after he booked 12 or 13 shows with me and I got him the agent. And then all of a sudden he wanted to try something new. And I was just like, all of a sudden you want to try something new? And then this other actor, I signed him with the biggest fucking manager in town. And then they're like, oh, I'm just kind of burnt out from class. I'm like, well, why weren't you burnt out from class?
Yeah. Once you get the manager, that's when the real work starts.
Yeah. Not to mention a really big manager. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, they're on their journey, but what I've noticed, cause now I have like an actor on Landman, the Taylor Sheridan show. And that guy won't give me up for anything. He's like, you're my guy. I'm working with you. Well, it's not even that it's that he sees how I don't let him off the hook. I feel like when you're at the top level, you want to work with people that catch every beat, that don't let you off the hook from like your work ethic and your auditions.
100%.
And so, because if you dial it in, it's really reflective of how much you love the craft.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's like, and then there's some people that are out there that are fucking just lazy and they've got like a look and they hire them and they think that they make acting out to be that way. But, when you talk about acting, be very cautious about what you say in front of me, because I'll tell you exactly. I can tell exactly where you are in your career with the dialogue you have.
What do you think about method then? Do you think that's like a
I respect it. I respect it. I mean, listen, there's a lot of method actors out there that fucking work like Jared Leto is one of those method guys. Christian Bale is one of those
Shia
method
LaBeouf
that like
Yeah,
like
whatever
what
his name is.
you're gonna tell me Daniel Day-Lewis, Shia LaBeouf, fucking Jared Leto, you're gonna tell me that they're not good?
This
A
is the
lot
cream
of
of the
them,
crop.
a lot of the method actors are a little like loose cannons, though. Maybe they're a little
Joaquin
kind of
Phoenix.
crazy or whatever, right? Like, is there an element of like you got a little crazy in you there?
But that's probably the role, right?
No,
I mean,
just
I
in
want you.
general,
I
right?
want you to kind of think about this. What about if you had to take on different characters and you had to deal with the business and you had to deal with distractions on set? I think it's more for like not to be distracted on set.
Okay.
Because I was told on NCIS when I got the job, they're like, Todd's a method actor. And I was like, oh, cool. I wasn't about to bother him for an autograph anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a professional. I've been on sets. I come in and out. Like,
These
I
are
know
your
what-
peers.
Like, I know what to fucking do. Like, I'm not coming in on a guest star to get your fucking autograph.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
exactly.
in here to be your friend. I'm not in here to get more episodes. I'm here to do my job and fucking leave and fucking.
This is business.
And then
It's
people
great,
were like,
man.
dude, I'm a mechanic. I'm what's called a mechanic. I come in, I leave. That's my job.
There you
Like,
go.
I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here to do anything. I'm here to do my job as an actor. I love the craft. I love class more than I love set.
Does method mean like if you're doing a drunk scene, you have to drink, or would a better actor be able to play drunk without getting like alcohol in
I
their
feel like
system?
getting drunk
I think Daniel Day-Lewis said it best in an interview because they did that whole. You guys all know that story of Sir Laurence Olivier and Dustin Hoffman doing a movie together.
Yes.
And Sir Laurence Olivier, this great play actor, just learned his lines and he's like doing his thing. And Dustin Hoffman was up all night, and he'd come to set and. He goes, you look terrible. He's like, oh yeah, well in this scene I gotta be prepared and da da da. And then Laurence Olivier goes, well, why don't you just try acting? And then they said that to Daniel Day-Lewis, and then Daniel goes, well, it kind of goes to show you how much of a lack Laurence Olivier had for film.
Oh wow.
Because in fact, I kind of am in the Dustin Hoffman school where whatever is needed to tell the truth, I'm going to do.
Exactly.
And I was just like, damn. I was like, so like get on set with Daniel Day and then call for the tear stick. I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you to be opposite Christian Bale, have David O. Russell yelling at you while you're fucking shooting and be like, oh, I didn't get my reversal. Oh, I didn't get my rule of three. Like, shut the fuck up and do the fucking scene. And it's a fucking honor for David O. Russell to be screaming at you because at the end of the day,
It is.
that's a fucking Academy Award winning fucking director. Now there's with parameters within that. But bro, if I'm not fucking giving you what you want, David, like fucking chew me the fuck out, bro. Like if I didn't show up today, fucking chew me out, fire me. That's my fucking lesson.
And tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can fix it.
Yo, like what, like, I just think there's all these different fucking people in this business that tell you how it is, but what they're really setting you up is for failure because you're going to get on a set with a Spielberg, you're going to get on a set with a Francis Ford Coppola, you're going to get on set with Oliver Stone. I mean, Oliver Stone was cussing out some of the cast from Savage and was like, I don't want to fucking hire actors from fucking CAA because they fucking suck. and I don't ascribe to that. I think CAA actors, like, they hire the best. They actually take on the best, right?
Aren't they one of the lead ones?
That's the agency. That's the agency. But there was people at the agency that of course are like have tried to dial it in and, not give an Oliver. I'm just saying the intensity of Oliver Stone, he hates the idea of getting packaged an actor because they're not going to deliver truth.
Yeah.
You're talking about somebody that had, Sean Penn slap John Leguizamo around on set.
Yeah.
And then he fucking uses fucking John Leguizamo to fuck with Al Pacino on set.
I heard about that.
Yeah. And so, you know what I mean? And there's the school of Kubrick that these actors are not prepared or not giving truthful performances. So he has to exhaust an actor or trick an actor into give him what he needs. And it's just this shit of just reverse. And it just comes from this shit of running lines. And it's like, sometimes, bro, like when you get a fucking character, you're going to have to go fucking drive into the middle of the desert to feel what it's like to walk that and feel that. So when you're actually shooting that,
You know what it
you know what
feels
it's like, you know, like lock yourself. If your role is like you're getting locked into a closet, like, fuck, are you going to fucking dial it in on the day of? Like, what are you about to do? Like, not deliver for David O. Russell?
You better pull that off,
Bro, or you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I think that filmmaking is changing, but I mean, even talking to Logic and doing his film that's coming out, he's like, I want honesty, I want truth, I want to capture my words and how I want it, and I'll give an actor a take on what they want, but I want my words first.
Yes.
But he wants truth, though. You know what I mean?
That's
He doesn't.
cool.
He doesn't want these dialed in performances. And I tell my actors too, I'm like, dude, don't rehearse what you did in the fucking parking lot and come in here and try to do that.
How do you stay sharp as an actor?
Your audition shouldn't be the bar of what you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I should, my audition material should not be my school.
Yes.
I should have something that I'm working on. Like, you know, Denzel, when he's not shooting, he's going to go Broadway and do Othello. Take Pamela Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Pamela Anderson just came out with The Naked Gun, right? At a point, Pamela wanted to come back. And she's like, you know, I want to try acting. What do? They put her in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So, because she wants to get real. She wants to be challenged and pushed and grow. And so, you know, Gina Rodriguez, who is a good friend coming up, she did Jane the Virgin, and then she did Motherfucker with a Hat. She did Stephen Adly Gurgis, and Stephen Adly Gurgis is like, you know, King Dick right now as a writer. I mean, he's the Al Pacino of screenwriting, but I like Adam Simkowitz. My favorite screenwriter is Adam Simkowitz. I want to come up with that guy. I want him to have some Broadway shows and me be the reason why I either direct or I'm somehow facilitating Adam, because I think he's going to be one of the greats.
Make that happen.
Yeah. Clown Bar, dude, Clown Bar. It's gangster clowns, bro.
Let's fucking make that
gangster clowns, dude. I'm telling you right now, that's gonna be. But material, I would say material that you digest, that push you, that makes you grow.
Okay.
That's not you. You're just not playing yourself, right?
Sure.
And in a town where people are like, just be yourself. I'm like, well, dude, I fucking hold somebody hostage and I shoot them. Yeah, but just be you. And it's like, motherfucker, do you know what that would do to me?
Yeah.
I have to step into something else to hold a gun at you at fucking gunpoint and play that in the scene.
You could be Max though and just kill somebody, but there's no
well, it's how much of a rookie that person is saying that. What they're saying really is like, I want you to be so authentic in the role that you're playing that you're coming off as it's yourself. That's what they're saying. And what they're not understanding is the PTSD that they're going to create for somebody in the long run to just be themselves in characters. That's why there's a lot of people that like leave another person and they fall in love with their co-star and then all this kind of shit
Who's
happens.
the one that committed suicide? Joker from back in the day.
Well, he didn't commit suicide.
No,
he didn't commit suicide.
Didn't he OD or something?
Yeah, that was kind of, I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't know, right, what kind of transpired there, but we do know that he was on a lot of, like meds.
Heath Ledger, you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But it wasn't that. He didn't die doing the Joker. He'd finished the Joker and he was starting another movie, and it was on that movie that
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but you know, he was actually quite, from what I understand, from what I hear, he was actually quite pleasant to work with. doing the
Okay.
Joker.
Yeah. No. I mean, but he's another one of those method actors, if I remember correctly, that just
100%.
went
Oh, yeah.
all the way.
100%. I mean, that really kind of, I think that what you're kind of tying in is when you're a master of your craft, you're kind of an addict, or you are an addict. And so sometimes what we're trying to balance is the addiction to other things. Like I'm not going to deny that I'm not an addict, and hi, I'm Max Decker. I'm an addict. I've been sober for however much. And, but I think that's the personality that goes in with the intensity of these really good actors. Is there's addict personalities.
Yeah, no, that makes,
because they're addicted to their craft, they're addicted to their relationships, and they're addicted to whatever makes them numb.
One more thing.
Yeah.
How political are the Oscars?
Super political.
Talk to me.
100% political.
Just, you're not getting in there without
Harvey
the
Weinstein was buying Oscars for people. That's how it works.
Harvey was doing a lot of stuff.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's just, unfortunately, it's just everything's bought.
Yeah.
So that's all predetermined then. Is that what you're saying? Like like when you watch the Academy Awards, like
I think there's an actual vote, right? But we all kind of like can wink, like get us all in a room together, right? Like let's pretend that there's the Oscars for podcasting, right? And it's the three of us, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh well, we got Rogan, and we got Call Her Daddy, and you got the frame shift made it.
There we
go. Let's give it to Call Her Dad. Let's give it to Alex. This Alex Cooper. Let's give it to Alex Cooper this year. Because
It's like the MVP in basketball.
yeah, it's like it's kind of like
but it has to be in that category though, because if the frame shift won it, then it's like whoa, wait a minute, because Joe Rogan frame shift isn't Joe Rogan yet.
Well,
so
why
then
do you
has to
see
kind
that
of
a lot,
So why
though.
do you think why do you think the director of Sinners didn't head up the Academy Awards? Because they offered him to get into that.
Did they?
And he goes, I'm not doing any of this. I'm not the person to do this or whatever. And it just goes to show you he doesn't want to get tied up in the politics of it.
What did you think of Sinners overall? Did you like that? Do you think Michael B. Jordan did a good job playing both?
Look, I
roles?
used to be with Michael B on All My Children. We had storyline together. That's my boy. Like,
Okay.
hopefully he's like, he knows. I remember giving him a watch. I had the sickest watch. And then he was like, I like your watch. I was like, yeah, here, have it, Mike. And we're like in, these storylines together as they were letting me go, as they were killing my character off. And so I'm proud of Michael. I'm really proud of Michael, of what he's accomplished and done. And, my friend, I have a good friend, Romeo, and Romeo's not, the biggest Michael B. Jordan fan.
No.
Right. And, which is fine because he wants Michael to be deeper, but I know Michael, and Michael's a professional and he's great. And I know I'm making this long winded. For me, Sinners stylistically was shot well.
I said the same exact thing.
Yeah, and was it the best acting I've ever seen? No, it's not. But I'm pretty sure it'll be his nod.
And I think he still did an amazing job. Now, if we want to look at a great job like Tom Hardy in Legends,
Yeah.
oh my God, playing
Yeah.
both Cray twins, killed it.
Did he
playing
get
that.
nominated for that?
I don't even know if he got nominated.
He should have. I mean, that's one of those situations. But see, it goes
Wolf
to
of
show
Wall
you
Street.
there. Yeah.
Look at that movie. Didn't get anything in anything,
Wolf of Wall Street's all right. I mean, I'm not like. I'm not. I mean, it's. No, I get you. I get you.
Here comes the book.
Yeah, I mean, Wolf of Wall, but I mean, like, not my circus, not my monkey.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And so for me, it was just one of those. I couldn't get through it.
I saw something that Jonah Hill was only paid $60,000 to be in Wolf of Wall Street, but he accepted it just because he knew that was going to open his career up so
Opposed to
much.
fucking what, 2 million? Like, fuck off. Like, it's.
Leo got, I think, 10.
He's working. Look, at the same time, I'm not knocking Leo. I think Leo is one of the best of our generation, and not only does he carry himself a certain way, like he hasn't played fucking Thor yet, right? And he's doing his thing. But I gotta say, like, Wolf of Wall Street for me just wasn't interesting.
That's one of those movies I can quote, but it's also because I just watched it so many times, and it was just that I can't really watch
for
it.
you.
Well, I also can't really watch it anymore. But that used to be, I could watch that all day, all night back in the day.
But
So it's
but not
I
for
get
me.
it.
Like
Yeah.
I just where I was a big fan of Legends.
Yeah.
I loved Legends. I saw Legends and I was like, dude, Tom Hardy, wow, like what a guy.
What a guy.
And he will like I think he just brings that energy. I mean, bro, like him and Shia butted heads in what was the movie?
I think I heard that too.
Yeah, I forgot what the name of their movie was, but
Shia LaBeouf says a little bit with a lot of people.
dude, Shia, I mean, what do you expect, bro?
Does his
I
own
mean,
thing.
He's
But I respect it.
Shia LaBeouf, I mean, what can we say about Shia except for he brings the heat. I mean, he'll get on stage with Mamet. He worked with Marcia Ryan Lewis, a friend of mine, in Henry Johnson, that play he did in Venice, and he'll I mean, dude, you got to respect his energy. Like I'm not quoting any Shia LaBeouf films, nor have I really seen or gotten through, but just the respect that he has for the craft. I know that guy's going to be holding an Oscar for a movie that he told a story unlike any other.
I'm rewatching Transformers right now, the whole series.
It's for Megan Fox, really. That's all.
That's
Again,
part of it.
Transformers is not my.
I like action.
Transformers, my buddy is the EP of it, and again, like I loved growing up with Transformers. Just I couldn't get through it.
I just love that action, the pace. I do love the excitement.
Look,
of that
listen, I
series.
think this is where we differ, right? Like for me, Equalizer, I love it.
Another good one.
I will watch Equalizer 5 times. I'll watch Braveheart 5 times.
I've never seen Braveheart.
Braveheart, dude, are you kidding me? Like,
never
well,
seen it
like
before.
Braveheart's like one of those movies. It's iconic. Talladega Nights
Yeah.
for me is like, you know, iconic. And I just got to say, like, you know, that's where, for me, the Oscar, like when somebody goes, oh, so and so got nominated from the Oscar, I'm like, I could.
It's all
care less.
politics.
It's like, I could
Okay,
care
what
less.
about Avatar, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings? What about those movies? What do you think of
Don't
that?
fuck up here, Max.
Avatar's cool.
Yes, that's
Avatar's
one for
cool.
one so far.
Yeah, you know, Harry Potter again. Like I'm one of these guys that kind of I like Harry Potter, but I'm not crazy to go see it when it comes out. You know what I'm saying?
I might have to fight you over those words.
Why is it like? No, I mean it's you know, I get it. Like, but I get it.
Don't fuck up Lord of the Rings.
I like Harry Potter more than I like Sinners.
Okay, I can take that.
You know,
Wow.
and then-
What
and
about
then,
Lord
yeah.
of the Rings though? Because that's the real question.
Yeah, of course. Lord of the
Okay,
Rings,
good.
yeah.
That was going to be a major
Lord
issue.
of Rings is kind of one of those. It's like, I feel like it's the first like almost superhero movie or that type of franchise that gets nominations for Oscars.
That's a good. Did it win anything?
Yeah, it
back?
did. I think it won like eight awards or
Oh,
something
so
like
it's
that.
pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
For
Star
sure.
Wars.
Star Wars, I'm the same as you with. I mean,
I think it peaked out after one.
Because you get shit every time. I've never seen it. And
I
everyone
like-
gives me shit for it, and that's why I'm bringing it up.
you
Now
had
I'm
some
like, what do you-
defenders. I posted that clip. You had a lot of defenders on that clip
For
Okay,
Star
good.
Wars?
for
Yeah, Star Wars?
for the fact that he doesn't like any of the. Good
It doesn't.
movies.
It doesn't get better.
I think what is it? 1, 2, 3, and then
I'm done
4,
after.
5.
I'm done after 2.
4, 5, 6 is the older
Well,
ones.
I mean, you can do
right?
the same thing with Rocky, like right, like Rocky, and then Rocky 2. You're done after
See,
2.
I never got into Rocky like that.
Yeah, well, but I can watch Rocky like fucking a million times.
Yeah. All right. I think we have to get out of here. at
Yeah,
this
yeah,
point.
we
I
do,
think
we
you
do.
need to get out of here.
We do, bro. We
Bro,
do.
It was awesome to have
We
you
gotta
on.
promote.
Yeah,
you
Action
gotta-
8. Yeah, guys, Action 8. Please rent it on Amazon. It's gonna be on Prime here pretty soon. Here it is, February so and so. Here it is, March. You know, please go out, check it out. We'll be running it and support independent filmmaking. It's not going to try to win an Oscar. It's a mockumentary style comedy. It's just a burn, you know. So just please support.
It's a good ass movie, so don't miss out on that.
It's okay.
You also have a podcast. You want to shout
Yeah,
that out
yeah,
real
I do
quick?
have a podcast
I'm
with
gonna
Josh.
bleep the name though.
Me and Josh, me and
Don't bleep
Josh
it.
actually have it. It's the Dive In Podcast on YouTube. Please check it out. Got a lot of cool guests. Alex made some cameos. Got to have you back too for
Let's
sure.
have fun. Go check it out. I hope you like this episode, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who you want to see on. Guys, it's been another great episode. Find me at Big L Entertainment. All that good stuff. Josh, you want to say anything?
Peace.
Guys, we'll see you next week.